Hello everyone, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream. And today is a very special day because I'm going to go ahead and do my yearly top cards, A Collector's Dream. This is my dream cards. So I've got, I think, around 40 cards here that I picked out, more or less. What I did, I basically went through and tried to price them out, and so I started at about, I guess it's, I don't know, my 40th, but we'll just go on and count them. But I started at about $2,500. So that'll be the starting point on these cards. And then it'll go up from there. So let's see what I got on the paper here. The top, up to number 30, they are from $2,500 to $5,000, and then from the 10th to the 21st, they're 5 to 10, and the top 10 are all over 10,000. So I'm not going to go individually price because it's just tough to price some of my collection. Some of them are one-of-ones, unique cards, but we'll start off first with this guy, the Willie Mays 1958 Hires Root Beer with tab, Willie Mays in a 5. So that's, I guess, my 40th card. We'll start there. Before I do that, I do have I'm not including any autograph stuff or any special memorabilia like the Goodwin Champions book or things like that are just kind of unique pieces and autographs. So I won't be including my Walter Johnson photograph. That's just give you guys a good look at that. That came from Walter Johnson's personal photo album. And that's a beautiful Best Wishes, Walter Johnson. And you can see it came from his photo album. It's a original picture, type 1 from his personal collection. So I'll leave that there. So that's not included in the set, but in the finals, but we'll throw that in there. So next comes my Cuban card. Now I did include other Cuban cards that are pretty valuable too, but I did include this one, Armando Marsan's rookie card from the 1909 Cabanas. So that's probably like number 39. And moving on, we've got some of my Leaf Premiums. You've got this 2.5 1949 Leaf Premium Babe Ruth. Throw in a few of my Leaf Premiums. They're really tough to price because they're like, this is the highest graded Leaf Lou Gehrig, a 5. So really couldn't price this out, but it's definitely over $2,500. So I just threw it in there. They're not exactly at, the exact prices. Are rounded off, including this one here. This is the highest graded Leaf Premium ever graded, and it's the Walter Johnson in a 6.5. There are no other 49 Leaf Premiums graded. There is no 7s. This is the highest graded, and it's a Walter Johnson. So how do I price that? I don't know, but I've got it up in my in the top cards in my collection. And kind of almost, not to finish off my Leaf Premiums, but again, these are really tough to grade. This is the highest graded white back, which is the no bio. It's called the no bio Babe Ruth Leaf Premiums, graded in a 4. And the bio is this part here, which this one doesn't have. This was one of the premiums that came in the high series for the 49 Leaf cards in the box. So this is probably priced, I would say, over $3,000. but I had to share those. So again, no particular order, but we're going to move on to the next batch here. Again, all of these are going to be graded. We're going to be somewhere around over $2,500, $3,000, and that's is my Satchel Paige Venezuelan tops. Retirado. I should take these out of the holder and share them a little bit better. If you guys are patient with me, I'll go ahead and do all that one at a time. So that's the Retirado. Go ahead and now we're going to start some smaller cards. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a better look at those. And that's the Satchel Paige Retirado 1967. The next card on my list is the Lou Gehrig 1934 Gaudi Lou Gehrig, and that's in a 1. And again, that's valued somewhere around, I don't know, somewhere around the $3,000 mark, or maybe a little less than that. That's the Lou Gehrig. And next, we've got the 1922 American Caramel, Walter Johnson, in a beautiful 3. And I haven't been showing the backs of these cards, but I'll go ahead and start showing the backs. So that's the 1922 American Caramel, Walter Johnson. The next card here, as I remove these from the plastic, is beginning with one of my first Goodwin champions. You can see a lot of Goodwin champions here. And that is the highest graded Jack Dempsey. And Jack Dempsey was the first middleweight champion of the world back in the 19th century. And that is his highest graded card. The 1888 Goodwin champion, Jack Dempsey, in a 7.5. Share the back of those. Next comes one of my favorite Retirado cards, and that is my Jackie Robinson 1967 Venezuelan Retirado Jackie Robinson. And again, those are just beautiful cards, tough cards to find, and especially with, you know, nice condition. Even though this has some paper loss, they all do, but it's a pretty nice example of the Retirado Jackie Robinson. Next comes my another Goodwin champions, and that's the Buffalo Bill. And a PSA 6, that is again the highest graded Buffalo Bill card in the Goodwin Champions set. So let's see if I got, and again the backs of those, I'll show you the back. Beautiful clean copy, probably one of the better ones. This has the PWCC above average sticker. So this is really the nicest one out there. It is the, there's a few sixes out there. So 6 is the highest grade for this card, and this is the one that's got the PWCC. So probably one of the better ones, probably the best one out there. And so next, we start with some of the, let's see here, what do we got here? Some Mantle cards. So we'll start with this one here. The 1960 Mickey Mantle in a 7, and this is a, you can see a beautiful centered example of this card. Probably one of the nicest looking mantles. I know some of you guys say that the 1960 set is one of the nicest ones, but this is a beautiful example of a nicely centered Mickey Mantle, 1960 in a 7. So So I got a few mantles coming up here. And the next mantle is a 1962 mantle. Also in a 7. As you know, I've got the whole run of mantles, so we'll be seeing a few of these mantle cards coming across the list here. But this is one of the toughest ones to get in a high grade because of the borders. And again, another beautifully centered, nice borders on that. Maybe could have been a little bit better than a 7. It's an older rated card, but it's a beauty. It's nicely centered all the way around in the back and the front. So as you can see, and this one I got graded a long time ago. It's a 0. And I think at that time they didn't have half grades. So this may probably deserves a little bit better grade. So sometimes when you see the old flip, doesn't mean that the card is in bad condition or that it won't cross over, because I'm pretty sure that card will cross over to a 7 in today's standards any day. So moving on, and let me see what I am on my list here. I lost total track of this thing. I'm down to somewhere in the mid-20s here. And so we've got the 1954 Red Heart mantle, one of my favorite mantles in a PSA 6. And to me, this is really one of the nicest mantles out there. And it's, again, a beautifully centered mantle. And the 54 Red Heart is one of the nicest sets out there. And that's in a 6. And we got a few more, we got a mantle run coming here. And this is another one of my favorite mantles. And this is the 1953 Bowman Color mantle. And this one is in a 7, and it's got just some wax stain in the back. And I'll share that with you in a minute here. Let's put these back in the sleeves. And this is, let's see what we had here on my list. This is number, I don't know, 20 something. I'll tell you in a minute. But anyway, this is the 53 Bowman mantle in a 7. And it's got the rough cut. You can see the rough cut there. You can see where it should have been cut. That's the printer's mark. It's got the rough cut. But it's a beautiful card. And it's in a 7. This is why I got the stain, because it's got the wax stain on the back. But it's still a beautiful 53 Bowman Mickey Mantle. The next one on the list is the back to the 1800s. And this is card number 22 now. So we're on card number 22, and this is the Cap Anson, the Mayo Cup Plug Cap Anson in a 2, in a good 2. And this is a really, really tough card to find in any condition. And not in the best condition, but it's a beautiful card. You can see the back is the black, and it's the 1895 Mayo Cap Anson. So now we're moving to card number 21, and card number 21 is the 1949 Leaf Joe DiMaggio in an excellent 5. And so that is number 21, and I've got that priced about $4,500 on that one here. So we're moving in the top 20 now, where you start getting more like in the $5,000 range. And here comes another one of my beautiful Goodwin champions. And this is the Isaac Murphy. And this happens to be the highest graded Isaac Murphy out there. It's the again the highest graded, a beautiful card, Isaac Murphy. You can see how sharp that card is, and I'll show you the back, how clean that card is. And again, it grades a PSA 7. So the PSA 7 Isaac Murphy, if you don't know, Isaac Murphy is the best jockey ever. You know, there's the Isaac Murphy Award that's given out to the top jockey every year. And this is Isaac Murphy's best card and highest graded card. And number 20, or that was number 20, number 19 of my best cards. And now all these cards following are going to be, again, over $5,000, if you guys want to know. And this is the green cob that I got at the National. And it's a 1.5, because it's got that crease on the top. But this is from the 150 series, which was the first T206 cards released in 1909. It's the first series, and usually the first series cards have the nicest, kind of the brightest colors. And that's a beautiful green cob that I picked up this year at the National. And now we're into the top 20, and this is number 18. And this is Hall of Famer Dan Brothers from the 1888, another Goodwin champion card in a 5. And just really, these cards are super tough to get in high grade, and the 5 is considered a high grade card with a beautiful, clean, pretty clean back on that one. And that is the Dan Brothers Goodwin champions in a 5. Next, we got number 17 on my list, and this is another card that I picked up this year. This is a card I picked up at the at Strongsville, and it's the 1909 E95 American Caramel Ty Cobb. And again, I love this card. Probably my favorite Ty Cobb card, because it just has that beautiful red, fading red background there. Just a nice Ty Cobb. It's a 2 marked. The mark is a tiny little mark right there. But this is a tough card to find. It's an American, it's a Philadelphia Caramel Ty Cobb in a 2. And next, number 16. It's a very rare card of one of the top Hall of Famers and the best players in the 1800s, and that's Mike Keane Kelly. And this is the 1887 Old Judge. And even though it's in a 1, this is a rare. There's only like 5 of these known to exist, because it's the portrait, and the portrait with the Chicago jersey. And he is a $10,000 Kelly. And the reason it's a 1 is because it was in a scrapbook, and that's a good thing, because that's why this card retains the good picture. And the best thing about these 1887 through 1890 Old Judge cards is you want them to have a clean, clear picture. And this is one of the ones that does have that a nice, clear picture. And let's see where we're at here. And the next one coming up is another Mantle, the 1952 Bowman Mantle in a 5. And that's a pretty high grade for that card. And the 52 Bowman is, again, his second year card. and part of my Mantle run. And this, let's see, I don't know where we're at on the list here. This is number 15, card number 15 on the list. So cards number 15 are anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 in value. Card number 14 on the list is the best boxer and the first heavyweight champion of the world, John L. Sullivan. And he received the first, they made the heavyweight championship belt for John L. Sullivan. And if you don't know anything about John L. Sullivan, this is in a near mid 7, which is the second highest graded. And John L. Sullivan was the, he won over 300 fights, undefeated, bare knuckles. And you can see there's the belt that they made for him. And there's the back of the card. I haven't shown the back of too many of the cards. But these are all in high grade. Again, the second highest graded John L. Sullivan card out there. And it's, again, part of my 1888 and 162 set. Okay, let's go on to the next batch of cards. And the next one is my Leaf Premium with the blue, which is extremely rare, the rarest 49 Leaf Premium. And this is Babe Ruth, and this is the highest graded Babe Ruth in a PSA 4. And this card was inserted in a box of 1949 Leaf, the high series, the rare high series. And this was the rarest of all of them. Again, I've shown this one before, and the regular one with no bio, but this is the blue background, and this is the only one that they had any color. It's extremely rare, and it's the best card in my 49 Leaf Premiums, the blue Babe Ruth. So now let's see where we're at here. We're almost in the top 10 here. Let's see, are we in the top 10? Nope, we're not in the top 10 yet, but we'll get there soon. All right, so the next card on the list is number 12. And this is another Babe Ruth. And this is the Harrington's Ice Cream Babe Ruth in a 3.5. And again, very nicely centered for this set, for this series. Very, very tough to get because you would trade these in. The reason it got a 3.5 is because it has ice cream stain on that and some kid's fingerprint on there, as you can see. But if you got this card, and there's a set of 60, if you got this card, you can return it to get an ice cream. So a lot of kids, probably return these cards. So the Babe Ruth is really one of the toughest cards in the set. And this is a beautiful 3.5 Babe Ruth Harrington's Ice Cream card. And that ice cream card is number 12. Now, we're getting into the number 11. And these cards are almost maybe around, I'm getting into the $10,000 range here. And this is one of my favorite cards of them all. And this is my Ty Cobb red back portrait. And this is in a polar bear back. And this is a beautiful 4. And you can see just how beautiful that card is. Really pretty nicely centered for a, it's a little tilt on that card. But the background, that red background just pops. Probably one of the brightest red backs that you're gonna see out there. And then, of course, the beautiful polar red back with a tiny bit of tobacco stain. And this came in scrap tobacco and loose tin tobacco. That's why it's so tough to get these in such a nice condition. And this one has a beautiful dark blue back. So this is card number 11 in my top collector's dream cards. Top 10 time. Number 10 is my Babe Ruth montage card in a PSA 2. And this card is really one of the most nicest looking Babe Ruth cards, because it has him, actually 3 pictures of Babe Ruth. It has the portrait, it has him in the batting stance, and it has some batting down here. It's got a few creases down at the bottom here, but it's really nicely centered, and you can see the back. It's an American caramel. E121 Babe Ruth photo montage. One of the nicest Ruth cards out there. That is number 10. Number 9. Going back to the Mick, back to my Mantle cards. And number 9 is really my favorite Mantle card of them all. I love this card. I just love the 53 Topps Mantle. And this one is in a 6. So now all the cards from here on are over $10,000 value here. But this is really my favorite Mantle. Pretty nicely centered, a little bit off top to bottom, but you can see that barely has any chipping on the bottom, and a beautiful clean back for this gorgeous 53 Mantle. And just really one of my favorite cards in my collection. One of my favorite Mantles. Next comes the Mantle rookie card, and that's the 1951 Bowman Mantle. And this one's just got a little stain here, but it's pretty nicely centered, and it's a 3. Maybe it's graded a little bit generously on this one. Probably would be more like a 2 nowadays. But it's got pretty nice centering, which are tough to find, and it doesn't have any staining in the back. A little tiny bit there, but really no staining in the back. So just some water stain on the front there for that. But this is my Mickey Mantle rookie card in a VG3. Moving on to, let's see, what number is this? Well, these are my top 10. And my King Kelly Goodwin Champions. Really a tough card. This is number 7. And to me, this is my favorite card in my collection. I just think that it's such a beautiful, beautiful card. Just the color on that card, and really great condition. Got a little nick here. This one takes it down to a 4. But look at the color on that, and look at just the colors and the brightness, and just to focus on that card. Beautiful card. Tiny bit of staining in the back, which is normal for these cards, because again, they came in the tobacco and cigarette packs. But my 1888 Goodwin Champions, King Kelly, and he was the king back in the day. And that's card number 7 in my collection based on value. Card number 6, we got another Babe Ruth, probably my best Babe Ruth, and that's the American Caramel. And this is the 1922 E120 American Caramel Babe Ruth in a 3. Tough card to find in any condition, and in a 3, it's a pretty high grade. A little bit off-centered left to right, but great image of the Babe. And you can see the back is nice and clean. It's got the whole team back there. And just a beautiful card of Babe Ruth. And this is, what did I say? Card number 6. Yeah, card number 6. Now we're in the top 5 cards in my collection. And card number 5 is the Cap Anson Goodwin Champions 1888 in a 4. This is Cap Anson, the first guy to have 3,000 hits. Really the first one of the top players, probably the top player back in the 1800s, and he really deserves a lot of recognition. And this is a beautiful card, nicely centered for that era. Nice, pretty nice back there, and it's in a 4. So I value that card. I don't know, it's tough to value, but it's somewhere in the, let's see, what did I value that at? Somewhere around the $15,000 mark. Next card, and again, part of my Goodwin Champions set, is the first football card ever, the Beecher card. And the Beecher card is highly desirable card for any football guy. And I've asked my football friends what I would value this at. And in a 5, there's only 7 graded higher. And it's got a nice clean back. So my buddy Vinny and Don, who love this card, can see how clean that back is. And I asked them, what should I value this card at? And they both agreed that this card is probably worth over 40. So that's kind of where I'm at on this card here. And that is the number 4 card in my collection. So where do we go from here? Number 3. Number 3, again, we got another Goodwin champion. And this one is valued high because of the extremely high grade. In the Goodwin champion, this is the Tim Keefe, Hall of Famer Tim Keefe, 300 game winner, one of the top players in the 1800s, probably the top pitcher in the 1800s. And there are no 9s in this entire set. PSA or SGC has never graded a 9 in the Goodwin Champions. And this is the highest graded Tim Keefe card in an 8. So I'll give you a great look at that. Tim Keefe, just gorgeous artwork, perfectly centered, really nice, super clean back. This is the nicest Tim Keefe card in existence in an 8, none graded higher. So this has to go on to be my number 3. And this card really is the toughest to value because it's the highest graded, nothing graded higher. And Hall of Famer Tim Keefe, over 300 victories, and one of the top pitchers. He literally invented the changeup. That's his claim to fame. He's the guy that invented the changeup. Threw a beautiful fastball and then a great changeup, and just a beautiful artwork on that. Number 2 card in my collection is the rarest football card in existence. And this card here is the 1894 Mayo Cup Plug anonymous card. Again, I asked my football expert friends to give me an idea what this is worth. There's only 10 to 12, maybe 12, 10 to 12, I would say, of these cards known to exist. And the reason for that is because they like the, similar to the Eddie Plank card, this card was taken off the press, and similar to the Honus Wagner, that's why this is considered the Honus Wagner of football. It was removed from the press because they forgot to put the name of the player here. And if you know these 1894 Mayo cards, they have the name of the player. And John Dunlap was one of the best players of the era, and he was from Harvard, which was the best team of that era. And unfortunately, they forgot to put his name and pulled this off the press early. And this is probably the best image, even though it's got a crease, and somebody colored the top. Some kid must have done that, not knowing any idea how valuable and how, how rare this card is. And I value this card over $50,000 based on my friends and experts that told me. This has a black back, beautiful clean black back. So it's authentic because it was colored in and just has a crease there. But the image on this one, if you look at other ones, you're not going to find any with a nicer, cleaner image on that card. And it is considered the rarest football card, and really the best. If you know, you know. So I want to thank Don and Vinny on giving me some advice on this card as far as the value of it. And the number one card in my collection, if everybody knows, everybody's seen this card before, it's my dream card. It's my collector's dream, my 1952 Mantle. This is the number one card in my collection. Really just the card that I've wanted my entire life. And I finally was able to get that after selling tons of my other cards. And just want to give you a close-up of that because it's just a beautiful card. Let me remove the, take it out of the sleeve too so you can really get a good look at this beauty. And just really one of the nicest 52 Mantles that you'll ever see out there. Came right out of the pack, and it ended up being a minimum size, but straight out of the pack. And I know, and I got it from the family whose father opened the pack of cards back in 1952. So if you don't know the story, I did the whole story on this card in one of my videos, but you can see the back of that. Even though PSA put it in a little baggie, which I hate because it's in the baggie, you can see how sharp that card is in the corners on that card. Just beautiful card right out of the pack. My 1952 Mickey Mantle. So that is it, guys. That is a collector's dream. My top 40 cards in my collection. Just want to thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed this. And hey, let me know what you think. And I've added a few cards this year, as you see, some of the Cobbs and a couple others. And wanted to go ahead and give you guys one more look at the top cards in my collection, including my number one card, my beautiful 52 Mickey Mantle. Thanks for watching, guys. And I love this Walter Johnson too. So thanks for watching, guys. It's Orlando from My Collector's Dream. Have an awesome, awesome day, and I'll catch you on the next one.